Today we're going to talk about construction. As you know, we own and operate our own production facility, and therefore we pride ourselves in the love and attention we put into each and every garment. This video will cover some of the premium qualities of our products, as well as a comparison of our different product makes within our own lines. The main quality determinant on a suit jacket is the interior construction. While many jackets are made with a fused construction, all of our products feature a half or full canvas construction. Okay, there's a lot of misconception out there about suit construction. You'll see things on the internet and you won't really understand what they mean. What is half canvas? What is full canvas? So today I wanted to make a video that shows you us cutting right into suits and opening them up and giving you the inside look on exactly what's under the hood. All right, so there's a lot of things online that talk about fused versus half canvas versus full canvas. That's kind of the crux of what a jacket is built on. And so I wanted to talk about the lowest quality first, which is what's most typical of your competitors. Off the rack suits, lower quality custom made suits will be fused garments. The qualities of a fused garment basically come down to the fact that they don't use any interior construction beyond just a light little cheap piece of canvas on the inside that doesn't provide for a lot of structure. So I've gone ahead and we made one up in our factory. We don't usually make this product for our customers, but we went ahead and made one up in our factory, and I have a Tommy Hilfiger suit here to compare to. But this is what a fused garment is. A fused garment has what is called fusing. It's basically a thin bit of fabric that has thousands of tiny little hot glue gun dots pre-attached to it. And then that fabric is bonded to the outside shell of your fabric. So if you look right here, you can see the blue fabric of this suit right here. And then I move the pockets out of the way and you can see this black fabric. And this black fabric is glued or stuck to that suiting fabric, and that basically gives it some structure and lets it kind of hides all the wrinkles and makes it so it looks like it has structure, but really if you go dive into it, it does have a chest piece, some canvas up to the button. That canvas does not go into the lapel. So the lapel is right here. Here's your buttonhole. That's the outside of your suit like that. If you go inside the lapel and pull it out, there's no canvas in there. It stops underneath the lapel. So it stops right under the lapel right here. Oftentimes you'll see this as well, this crease line. Your lapel should not be creased. It should have a nice rolling effect to it. Give it some body and depth. So this is a typical fused garment, meaning it has a chest piece that only comes to this portion and the top button, and then it is fused with this fusible fabric all the way down the front of the jacket and into the lapel, and it simulates good structure, but it is not really good structure. All right, so here we have a department store standard name brand suit that you would recognize, and this suit would retail in the $600 to $800 range. And if you feel here, there's definitely no canvas right here. There's definitely no canvas in the bottom. There's definitely no canvas into the lapel, so the lapel is not padded. It's fairly flat, doesn't have a lot of body. And in general, this is kind of your typical product that you'll see on the market day to day. So one of the negative things about fusing is that if you were to dry clean it too many times, or if you were to leave it in your car and it was a hot day in the sun and somehow the sun beat down on it, those little glue beads that bond to the outside shell of the fabric could come undone, and that would kind of look like this. We'll put up a photo to show you how that would look, but it's not very great looking, and that's kind of one of the drawbacks of fusing, is that it doesn't last as long, it doesn't hold its shape as well, and it doesn't give true body or allow it to break into your body. Okay, so here we're going to talk about our base model, which is half canvas. This is a true half canvas. What that means is that the canvassing goes clear into the lapel. It's a pad stitched lapel, and it has, as you can see, some nice body here. The curvature of the lapel, it's not ironed flat, and it gives some roll to that lapel. And if we dive into cut this open, which we've done here, and we dive into it, you'll see that the canvas, similar to a fused suit, goes from down to below the front button, the first front button, but it does, if you pull into here on our product, the canvassing goes clear into the lapel. So you see all these thousands of tiny stitches that are going to attach this canvas to the underside of your lapel invisibly. But it also, if you see, has some natural body and curvature to it. And that's what you want. You want to have a lapel that has some beautiful shape to it, and it gives your chest some depth and beauty to it. So that's the half canvas make, which is our base make. The difference, once again, is that the canvas goes into the lapel and is pad stitched into the lapel, which is those tiny stitches that I just showed you. Next, we're going to talk about our full canvas make, which is an upgrade to our base make. We recommend it for all suits over $1,500. It is a true full floating garment. So this means that there is no fusing at all in this garment, except for maybe around buttonholes or things like that to reinforce things, but just very spot things like that. If you open it up here, you can see right there that this is the same view as that initial suit that we looked at, and there's no fusing in here. So you see there's no fusing. It's the same exact fabric inside and out. And then if you go here, here's our canvas. Our canvas goes clear to the bottom of the jacket. So all the way to the bottom of the jacket here, and there's zero fusing in here. So that means that this canvas that is inside here is going to take the shape of your body, and it's going to hold that shape and break in to your exact silhouette over time. There's a ton of handwork that goes into this. You know, it takes a lot of skill to attach that canvas in a way that doesn't have any pulling or any folding back on itself or creasing. And so they base that canvas very carefully into the front of the garment. It makes a beautiful, beautiful garment, perfect to your body. We also use what's called Bemberg lining, which is recellulosed cotton, which is basically the same thing as pulling the softest lint out of your dryer and re-weaving it into a lining. It almost feels like silk. It's extremely soft, breathable, and it's premium to most makers, which is that they use polyester lining, which is kind of like putting a trash bag over your body on the inside, and it kind of insulates you and makes you hot. But Bemberg lining is much more expensive, much more superior, and we use that every time we can in every color, unless it's something that, you know, the customer wants. But another thing we'll talk about is finishing of that lining. If you choose some of our handmade options, you'll see that we finish that lining by hand. Very, very fine stitches on the bottom of the jacket that are not perfectly even. It's kind of an art. It shows the unique handwork in our garment, and that's kind of some of the love that you won't see in other makers. So we also have one more make, which is an upgraded handmade full canvas garment. The difference there is that there's some additional hand finishing, and that canvas is specifically cut and made from the inside out to that exact unit. And that means all the darts line up, all the inside pieces line up, and there's a special pattern made that complements your body silhouette. Whether you have a full chest or whether you have a fuller stomach or anything like that, it'll kind of build in specific darts and angles that will complement the exterior of the garment and give you a silhouette that looks even more complementary. Okay, we'll talk about a few things on my jacket here, which is a beautiful Holland cherry fabric. It's just a jacket, and on here I wanted to point out a few of the things that we pride ourselves in. If you look at our standard machine buttonhole, there's not a ton of thread sticking out on the inside. It's just very clean and neat, and that takes time and attention and a lot of investment to make those fine details matter. Another thing that you can look at is our Milanese buttonhole. This is some handwork that is an option to choose, and it's beautiful. It's very fine. This means every single stitch is hand stitched all the way around this buttonhole, and it makes this Italian Milanese style buttonhole, which is a world-class tailoring technique that is not common among most factories. We also offer functional cuffs, surgeon's cuffs, on every product standard, and that means that the buttons function like this. If we look at this garment here, this garment will not have a functional buttonhole. This is a cheaper way to make it. They won't have functional buttonholes because, number one, it's risky. You can't alter it because there's holes cut in the garment. If you look here, there's holes cut here through your buttonhole, whereas in here, there's none, and it's just fake buttons sewn on, and you can easily alter the length of that sleeve without a problem. And so a lot of retailers will not do that as a standard. We are confident in our measuring and our product quality, so we'll go ahead and finish those buttonholes, and it makes it so you can vent your sleeves a little bit if you'd like. You can leave one undone, or you can leave them all undone. So one other feature that we like is we have a built-in pocket square. That's standard on every product. You see this fun American flag lining, pull that out, and you can have a lining a pocket square that matches your lining, which is the pocket bag inside your thing. So if you ever forget your tie or forget your pocket square, you can always just reach in and add a little bit more style from the inside of your suit. And then another fun feature is we can do things that a lot of others can't. We're highly flexible in our factory. So if you see something on ESPN or you see something cool, we can usually do it. And one of those things, just to highlight that, is I have my signature embroidered into the inside of my jacket. Not my name, but my actual signature. And we can do that on your shirts, on your jackets, and we can do all kinds of fun things, unique customizations that a lot of other factories will limit. All right, I want to do a quick side-by-side comparison of a pant, and this is our pant versus the department store pant. And this pant has a few features that others won't. This is a rubberized waistband all the way around, which helps keep your shirt tucked in when you're wearing your shirt, so it doesn't slide out. On the inside here, you'll see what's called a crotch saddle. And the crotch saddle is a piece of Bemberg lining, which is that smooth lining that helps to reduce friction in your crotch and between your thighs when you're walking, so that your pants are more durable and they last longer and you don't rip your pants in the crotch. And another feature is we have a heel guard, which adds a little bit of weight to the bottom of your pant and also protects it if you ever step on something. Our pants are all lined with Bemberg, and we talked about that a minute ago in the jacket section if you need to review, but all of our pants have standard Bemberg lining no matter what, and then they're finished nicely with this piping all the way throughout, and the inside of the pant just finishes and looks very clean. Another feature here is the blind stitch belt loops, which are a nice little feature. There's no top stitching. There's no stitching on the outside of the belt loop. So if you look at the belt loop from here, it looks very clean. And then underneath, you can see how the belt loop is put together. and then that is attached in a hidden manner into the waistband. Now if we look at the competitor's product, inside here there's no piping, so all these are just serged seams, and that's not as clean. And then if you look in here, there's not a crotch saddle, and there is not a reinforced hem on any part of it, and there's not a rubberized waistband on the inside either. It's just cotton, so your shirt can kind of slip in and out really easy. Okay, so let's talk about shirts. On our shirt, there's not a ton here that's different than most shirts. A dress shirt is not highly complex, but there are a number of things that set us apart. That is that our plackets are really clean. All of our products come with a single needle French side seam, which if you see, it's very thin and it doesn't rub on your body. So if you flip it inside out, you can see that side seam is going to be nice and clean, and it's not going to have any overstitching here that's going to be bothering you on the inside of your clothing. We also finish with your name, and you can always reorder based on your order number and information here. If you really like the fabric or you really like the sizing of this one, you can always reference it, and so you know exactly when you ordered and what you got. Another thing we'll talk about here is just how clean these seams are. If you look at how the fine stitching is so close to the edge, and this is all done manually by highly skilled artisans, and they stitch right within 1/8 of an inch straight down that edge, and it leaves for a beautiful clean finish all throughout, and it's something we're very proud of. A lot of times you'll have, the alternative is a very wide stitch seam here, which is much easier to do, and so our tailors are much more detail oriented and highly skilled to be able to put these seams out here that show but yet are very beautiful to look at. Okay, so this is another view of a full canvas made up on a mannequin, so you can kind of see how it would look on the outside. This is the canvas that goes all the way into the lapel here, and then your canvassing goes all the way to the bottom, and it's attached very carefully all the way through. This is just kind of an example. And then here is an example of a half canvas product where the canvas still goes into the lapel, you still have that body and roll, but it only goes to the top button. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. We hope to see you in store soon.